Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. Listen, this is a Rolls Royce, of course, because you're watching the video, you already know that, but this one here, I don't know, just a little different than maybe some of the others you've looked at in the past. This 85 model here, owned by past Rolls Royce president, 2 brochures, original books with the car, 2 sets of keys, the window sticker. I mean, it is so documented, so well taken care of, and it's that kind of car. We're talking about service records that come with it as well. And I have to tell you, if you've never owned or driven one of these, there's a reason why Rolls Royce gets what they get for these. You know, this is 2013. These cars here sticker for almost $400,000 right now for a new one. That's why these right here are awesome buys. They're never going to be an $8,000 car, so they're always going to be worth something, which makes them really cool. And I don't know if you know this or not, and a lot of you don't, but everything about, I shouldn't say everything, almost everything in this car is completely hand-built, hand-assembled. Like for instance, this fender situation and front headlight, all pounded out of a flat sheet of steel by an artisan. The hood is done the same way. The grille with the flying lady on it, it's made by one guy, and he signs the inside of that grille. That's the detail you're getting. You're getting a hand-built automobile with the finest features and comfort in the world. There's a reason why. Listen, they don't sell 5,000 or 10,000 of these things a year. They're selling 2,000, 3,000 a year. Some years they sold 400. And this year here, I'm not sure if this is the same year, but there are some years I was looking up the numbers on them, less than 400 of these things worldwide. I don't know how they stayed in business, but they have, and they build a spectacular car. Listen, the engine in here is called the Merlin V8. It's almost 7 liters. It's a masterful power plant in its own right. It doesn't make 700 horsepower, but it makes freight train-like torque, and this thing just rolls down the road. You feed it gas, and it just goes. It really is. I think Redline's like 4,500 RPMs, which is really low for big engines, but this is just, I mean, incredible torque. All right, so come on up here, and let's look at some paint. It's very hard to see the reflection of white on white in here, but you can see all the details and all the words. You kind of see what time it is. This paint right here, you know, this is hand painted, color sanded, cleared, sanded again, buffed to a mirror finish, and all this stuff here, all this stainless trim and things. It's just incredible, incredible condition. I'm looking around the car and going, wow, this is a really nice car. And the fact of the matter is, this car's been driven somewhere right around 1,600 miles a year. Well, he has in the 40,000 miles on it. These engines are known to be 300,000 mile engines, right? I haven't seen a 300,000 mile Rolls Royce, but that's what they're designed to build. They're all hand assembled, hand built. The tolerances are very close. I get excited about it because the effort that goes into making these things, you know, we restore cars here for a living, and we understand what it takes to take a car apart and restore it back. And we have to make everything by hand, and everything is done by artisans that get, you know, that are there for years and years before they're actually allowed to do it on their own. They are apprentices for 10 years for something. So it's just an incredible piece of machinery. So as we walk around, let's keep going. Stainless caps, the correct white walls on here, all right? Just a beautiful red pinstripe that matches the leather inside the car, and the styling has remained timeless. It's still a great looking car. Look around, keep walking around it. The back end is just done nicely. It is so, you could say it's so vintage 80s, but it's so nice, and it's so, I have to tell you, at first I was a little worried about owning one of these and driving it, like would people be, you know, look at that guy in the Rolls Royce. Well, I have to tell you, it was the complete opposite for me. They give you a parking space, they wave to you, they love these things, man, and you feel like you got a luxury car and like you're stealing a car. The way this thing is priced, it's like stealing a car. All right, let's check under the hood for a minute. Everything opens with a soft touch and soft close. It just sounds so luxurious. Even pulling the handle, the hood just pops up a little bit, doesn't make any noise, and you lift it up and it's silent, right? But check out this. This is the insulation. Most cars have this thin foam insulation like you'd get in a mattress pad in a crib. I mean, it's like this thick. This thing here is like hand stitched. It's probably stuffed with wool for all I know. I'm just making stuff up. But look at how beautiful just the insulation alone. But what I really want to do is spend some time in here. And the reason why I spend some time in here, because this sometimes will dictate what kind of collector car that you're going to get. For me, I like to own a car where I can open the hood. If I want to take it to a car show, it looks spectacular. If I want to just leave it in my garage, my friends want to come over and since I've been talking about the Merlin V8, they want to see Merlin, and I want to show the Merlin. But the reason I want to spend a minute and show you this is look how nice everything is inside here. None of this stuff has been replaced. This is the original kind of plate here talking about the mineral oil that's used for the dual braking system. This car has two completely separate braking systems in it. In case one system was to fail, this has a complete backup system, not like two pots where every other car has brake fluid in there. This is two completely separate systems, okay? And all the detail where it shows the Rolls Royce on the valve covers and the fuel injection system, the AC stuff. And here's the cool thing, well, people say, well, that's a very expensive car to maintain. Well, you know what? You'd be surprised that a lot of the parts on this car, mechanical-wise, are sourced from outside vendors who have already done a great job. First off, there's one company that sells 5 million air conditioners a year, and that's General Motors. They make one of the best air conditioning systems out there. Instead of them reinventing the air conditioning system on their own, this is a GM compressor. It also uses a Turbo 400 automatic transmission because it's super heavy duty and they last 200,000 miles. But everything else seems to be all Rolls Royce. Decals and stickers are in here. This is the paint number. This is the trim number. It's just so cool. There's a lot of signatures around the car. And again, we talked about the documentation earlier, just having these brochures, having the book, having the club presidents' letters and brochures published in the books that come with this car, the window sticker, the keys, and all that good stuff. It's just really cool. The light under here works. You say, well, what's the big deal about that? Well, you know, it is a 25, or 30-year-old almost car, and to have those things still work, said that somebody cared and took the detail time to fix everything and make sure everything keeps going. So when you close the hood, nice, and look at the fit and finish, man. It is so nice. I just love to rub my hands on the seams because, this right here, you say, well, what's the big deal about? Well, keep in mind, this was a flat sheet of steel. So not only did they mold the hood like this by hand, then they went and curved the end of it and made it all nice and smooth. And you just can't imagine the effort and time it takes to get something to this level. All right, let's check out the trunk because the trunk is a little nicer than my living room. Okay, so we're back to the styling here. Look at this. This is so nice. This is like a magnetic catch. And this unlocks and locks that. All right. This is designed to stack all kinds of bags in here. You can imagine what you could fit in here if you needed to. And down in here, it smells so good in here because this is Wilton wool. This is not like regular plain carpet, okay? A little storage compartment here. And if you want to, the dealer will still do this. They used to hand etch right here the services that you did. Our books are stamped and we have service records, but some people like to get it etched in there. Spare tires inside there, batteries over here. That's just really nice. This is the emergency for the fuel door, just in case it didn't work. There's some great redundancy in the car to make sure that everything works the way it's supposed to, okay? Look at the finish on fit and finish on this car. The gaps are almost perfect. I say almost perfect. They look perfect to me, but I like to never say perfect in anything because you never know, but it's just really, really nice. The package shelf, look how deep and rich the leather is. It's just the styling in here, man. I mean, keep in mind, this is an 85. Look at it, this is 2013. This car's gonna be 40 years old. Looking great. All right, let's check out the inside. All right, so we started back here. Listen, I'm 6'1", and I put the seat where I would normally drive it, and look how much room I have back here. This is still a lot of room for an 80s vintage car, and it's designed to carry some people in comfort. Look at the chrome trim like around the ashtray and the switch bezels. The speaker beautifully put inside the door. Now keep in mind that these door panels, they're all leather. This, everything around here, like this is wool, the headliner is wool, this is leather here. These are options right here. These burl surrounds. This inlaid burl here is an upgrade as well, where it has 2 tones of wood. You have no idea what it takes to make the top cap of a door panel. I mean, like I can barely put together 2x4s and plywood. This right here clearly was an artist. Well, here we are. Here we are, you say. In the luxurious cabin of a Rolls Royce with the Merlin V8. God, I love this saying the word Merlin. All right, so talk about power seats. Let me turn the car on so you can see this. It has like 500 different ways to adjust the seat, right? You're gonna get comfortable, okay? Beautiful wood dash, it's not all cracked up. Power mirrors, it's beautiful chrome ashtray here that's all polished. Okay, this has an upgraded digital sound system. If you don't love the idea of a digital sound system in the dash of this car, what I would do for you is move it into this area here inside the glove box. But just like the little stuff like the latch, the locking mechanism, look at the effort that's gone into making this lock mechanism. Okay, you can undo the trunk from here. You can turn the map or the mirror light on. This little switch, just everything is this. Everything is so nice. These right here, the vents, these are metal. They're not plastic vents. Nobody puts metal vents in the cars. Listen, a couple other nice things. This has climate control. You can set the temperature here and forget about it. It doesn't care. You never have to turn anything on ever again. You can have it automatic. You can have it the upper face. It has a nice set of gauges too, and it has a cool, pretty cool thing. It has a fuel gauge, of course, but also has an oil gauge built into the car. You just push the button to decide whether you want the oil gauge to come on or you want the fuel gauge to stay on. And fuel gauge is always the redundant standard gauge. If you ever want to check your oil, you just push a button to check that. But what I want to show you is how cool the gear selector is. It's not really connected. It is, but it's just like butter in your fingers. I don't know how they do that. Independent rear suspension, 4-wheel disc brakes, 2 braking systems, wood and leather, all hand stitched, hand picked out by somebody. It's just really nice. Anyway, I've started it, and normally we rev up the cars to hear how loud they are. We're going to rev this up to see how quiet it is. Check it out. In closing up this video here, this is the way you want to buy like a cool classic collector car. Low mileage, service records, 2 sets of keys, Rolls Royce president, past owner, a video with the car, 25 or 30 high definition photos. Just a nice car that you can enjoy. And it's just one of those things that's never going to be, like we talked about, a $6,000 or $7,000 or $8,000 car in its present state that it is. It's just a great fun piece, and when you drive it, they are spectacular to drive. They drive as well, if not better, than they look. Anyway, we can find a way to get this cool 85 Rolls, and I just love the name Silver Spirit in your life. Call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about it.